Hey playa, you don't get to choose who you have a crush on. The heart wants what the heart wants. So today I wanted to share a few stories of girls that I've had crushes on that left people saying, what the fuck?
This is the Just Beats, you're watching the Just Beat.
For those of you that are new here, my name is Josh, and every single Monday through Friday, I make videos sharing tips, ideas, and stories teaching you how to be your best self. So if you want to learn and grow, hit the subscribe button and make sure to click on the notification bell. First, I want to take you back to my high school days where I looked like this. I wasn't the most attractive guy or the coolest guy, but I did have crushes on tons of girls, including popular ones and not so popular ones. Looking back on it, I'm pretty sure I had a crush in every single one of my classes because I would scope out the girls that were there and see which one I liked the most, and generally I developed a crush on her because I'd see her every day. Well, there was one girl in a bunch of my classes that I would see every single day. She wasn't really the most popular or talkative, she kind of just kept to herself and had her own small group of friends. And I don't really know what it was about her, but something stood out. I felt like she was super cute, but no one really noticed it but me. Back then, the idea of approaching her and talking to her never even entered my mind. I just sat there every single day having a crush on her, not really thinking what I can do about it. Every so often, I'd have these very brief interactions with her, whether I had to talk to her because of something going on in class, or she was sitting with someone that I knew and I was talking to that person. Either way, I enjoyed those moments of just looking at her, making eye contact, smiling, having those brief kind of moments where we shared together. And I feel like there were tons of times where I would just be staring at her in class, she'd turn, she'd see me staring at her, and I'd kind of just look away. I never really found out whether she knew I was staring at her because I liked her, or just because I was a weirdo and staring at her. Either way, I remember telling one of my friends that I had a crush on this girl, and when I did, my friends started telling me how she just wasn't attractive, she was boring, she just wasn't someone really to like. So I just kept my feelings to myself. I felt like I couldn't really share them with people because they would think that I liked someone that was a loser, and I didn't really want that. But the girl that I liked wasn't a loser. She was just a regular person with her own group of friends doing her own thing. She wasn't trying to be super popular or anything that she wasn't. She was just herself. And that's what I should have really liked her for. That's what I should have approached her on, not the fact that other people approved of my decision to like her. As the years went on, we got older and older in high school, eventually graduated, and that was pretty much it. I only shared a few sentences throughout the 4 years of high school with her, so I feel like I missed my opportunity there just because my friends shut it down. But that wasn't the only time my friends convinced me to not pursue a girl that I really liked. There was another girl that I met online, and when I finally met her in person, I'll tell you the story. So way back in my early high school days, I didn't really have a lot of female friends, but there was one girl in particular that became kind of the first female of my friend group. There was a whole bunch of us guys and this one girl, but this one girl lived pretty far from us, so we'd only see her from time to time. But we knew she had access to so many other girls and so many other female friends, which we wanted to welcome into our party. At the time, talking online was pretty much the only way we stayed in contact with her, so we started to create Yahoo group chats, and she would invite her friends in too. So we had us guys and them girls, and the two of us would just kind of mesh in that chat room. First, we started with the level of teasing between us and these girls, and that would go back and forth, but I think as time went on, each of us started to really attach to a specific girl. We started to get to know them personally a lot better, and that kind of created these kind of emotions that just happened to be built online. Not to mention, at the time, all you really had was MySpace, so people only had a few pictures online that you can kind of just stare at all day and imagine scenarios of you being with them. Well, with the one girl that I connected with, we had a lot in common. We would talk for hours every single day, just really learning more about each other, which really helped build our feelings for one another. Eventually, the time came where me and my guy friends were going to travel out to go meet her and her girlfriends to go watch a movie together. So we headed on over there, and the girls ended up coming a little bit later, even after the movie. But as soon as I saw this girl in person, I realized that she was super tall, like even taller than me at the time. Now for me, I had no problem with the fact that she was tall. I thought it was totally fine. But to my friends, that was it. That's all they kept talking about. They kept making fun of her for it. They kept teasing me about it. And that was when I knew that, hey, maybe I shouldn't really pursue this girl because my friends are just going to make fun of me for doing it. It was from that moment on, the conversation started to dwindle. I started to talk to her less and less, simply because every time I brought her up, my friends would make fun of her height. So I didn't really want to deal with that. I think eventually she realized that I was backing away from the conversation, got annoyed, and stopped talking to me too. And I missed out on a good thing simply because my friends peer pressured me into just kind of letting her go. Fool me once, shame on me. You? The point is you can't fool me again. Eventually, as I got older, I told myself I'm not going to allow my friends to determine who I want to talk to and who I like. If I like a girl, I'm going to pursue her, even if my friends tease me about it in the beginning, because eventually they're going to get over it and they're going to accept my relationship. Well, now let me bring you to college, where I'd gotten over my fear of peer pressure and adopted the fear of even just talking to a girl I liked. There was a girl that my friends and I had given the nickname Stick Girl, and the reason for that was because she was super tall and super thin, but I thought she was super pretty and just really had an awesome personality. She was one of those college students that literally worked everywhere. Every single time me and my friends would go somewhere for food or go to buy something, she was always behind the counter. So that's how I had my interactions with her. Just those minor interactions of kind of buying something, saying hello, and going on with my day. And every time I saw her, she seemed so upbeat and energetic, and that's what I really liked about her. Now, every time I told my friends that I spotted her, they'd make fun of me, they'd call her Stick Girl and all those things, but none of that mattered. I liked this girl and I wanted to do something about it. But this is where the story takes a turn, because when I finally decided to approach her, she was working behind the counter at one of the food places. I walked up to her and tried to make a conversation with her, but I just froze up and just panicked. I started second guessing myself. I wondered, do I have anything interesting to talk about? Is she going to feel weird about this? Is this the right kind of context? Should I be talking to her while she's working? All these thoughts started entering my mind, and it just made me think like, you gotta back away and just try another time. My friends kept telling me to stop wasting my time and to just move on to other girls, but she was always a crush I had in the back of my mind. Even though I had other crushes and other interactions with girls at the time, she was always someone that I wanted to pursue, but I just never really had the gumption to go for it. Eventually, I graduated, moved on with my life, and she did too. But who knows what would have happened if I actually took initiative, if my friends had supported me in going after my crush, regardless of the fact that they didn't really agree with it or didn't really find her all that attractive. At the end of the day, all I know is this: there was more that I could do, and I had the opportunity in front of me, but all it took was taking small steps to work towards that goal, which was something I just didn't do. And I think what's important to learn from my experience is the fact that you may find a million reasons why you shouldn't approach the person that you like, why you shouldn't talk to your crush. Your friends, your family, you never see them, you can't talk to them, they think you're weird, their friends don't like you, all these different reasons. But at the end of the day, all it takes is working out and reaching out to the other person to try to make something happen. It might not always work out, you might get rejected, you might freeze up, a million things can go wrong. But what you really want is for that thing to go right, and it's only going to happen if you take that chance. What do you think though? Have you ever held yourself back from pursuing your crush because you were afraid people were going to make fun of you for doing it? Leave your comments down below and we'll talk about it. The learning doesn't end there though. I'm going to link up a playlist right now on the screen on how to start a conversation with anyone. Those videos are going to get you started in just talking to someone for the first time. Also, check out my book Embracing the Awkward, where I share a little bit of my experience growing up, what it was like for me to kind of embrace the awkward, and it's going to share tips on how you can do that too. So check out the link, it's going to be right above the playlist, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. As always, love and peace.